Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. It is 2019, right? That means that there are all kinds of ways to go about using these first article gifts for Lutheran education. And Faith Lutheran High School in Plano, Texas is doing just that, learning about online education available from Lutheran High School in Plano, Texas, Faith Lutheran High School. Joining us today, the Reverend Stephen Keiser. He's with Faith Lutheran High School in Plano, Texas. Pastor Keiser, thank you so much for being my guest on the Coffee Hour.
You are very welcome. It's a joy to be with you today.
How have online education platforms made a difference for Lutheran education at Faith Lutheran High School in Plano, Texas?
Yeah, our online program has enabled us to reach outside of the immediate area. So the typical school that we all grew up in, that many of us did, or at least I did, you drove to school, and you chose a school that was within a reasonable proximity of your home. And you didn't go to other schools because they were too far. Online education has enabled us to reach outside of Plano, outside of the state of Texas, across the nation, even to other places like the Czech Republic. So we are able to offer much of our core classical Lutheran education to individuals who would not be able to drive to school, and to still have a classroom experience, still have real time with teachers, still have the capability of interacting with other students in the classroom with the way our program is designed. And so while you're not there, you are able to at least have some of that experience, much of that experience online.
Do you think, you mentioned this is a classical Lutheran education and being offered online, do you think your predecessors in classical Lutheran education ever envisioned that classical Lutheran education would merge with this, amazing advance in technology, online education to be offered to such a broader audience, to a broader reach?
Absolutely. What's interesting is that while classical Lutheran education is interested in the best of old things, we might call them, and the online format seems new, and it is new. We have other schools within classical Lutheran education have been pursuing online education of various sorts, and so what we're doing actually is coming on full board and doing what others are already doing. So in that sense, we have some examples to follow, whether it be in classical Lutheran education or whether it be even outside of the immediate classical Lutheran education circles. And I think especially as we look at home education and the availability of the online platforms for those who are home educated has just exploded for everybody in the field of education. From our level, elementary and high school, all the way through colleges, universities, graduate degrees, postgraduate degrees. Everybody's taking a stab at the online, and it does fit what we're trying to do. We feel as though we're going to be able to offer a classical Lutheran education online, and we think the reason we'll be able to do that, and we already have been doing that with fewer classes. What's new about what is happening at Faith Plano is we're offering a full spectrum of classes now online rather than just a few. But because you still have that live time with the teacher, you still have that interaction with other students in the classroom. And so those things that really make for an enriched classroom environment will be available to our and has been and will be available to our online students.
Tell me more about the courses that will be offered this coming academic year.
Yes, well, we will be offering continue to offer what we call our omnibus classes, and those courses offer a student an opportunity to study literature, theology, and English writing skills, all in one broad class. It actually counts for several credits. So we have offered those. We will continue to offer those. What we're excited about offering, in addition to our omnibus courses, are also our courses in some of our science and math classes. So, for instance, next year we'll be offering astronomy online. We will also be offering biology online. We'll be offering chemistry online. In the math department, we'll be offering algebra, geometry, algebra 2 online. We previously had not offered our Latin courses online, but we will be offering Latin 1, a full year of Latin 1, full year of Latin 2, Latin 3. We'll also be offering logic online and rhetoric online. So this is a step for us to go with more offerings online than we have in the past. And we're excited about that. So we've already tested it, you might say. We've had some experience in doing this. We've been doing this kind of thing for a while. It's just that we're expanding the program now.
Share with me a story of how you've seen Lutheran online education, serve a family, a student, and make a difference for them.
We have one student that comes to mind, one family actually, and one particular student in that family partnered with us, a pastor's daughter who partnered with us several years ago. And this pastor was serving stateside, was called to the Czech Republic. In the move, the child in this case, the one in particular, was able to have the same school environment, even though there was a move. And then, unfortunately, the pastor was called back this way to the States, and he was still able to provide the same school for his child. What was really fun is recently when Faith Plano had a school dance, the kids had learned how to swing dance, and we had a school dance here. She was able to fly out and be a part of that, and they also did some other things while she was in town. They did some other activities here in the Plano area, and even this past week at the Higher Things Conference, three of her, she and two of her siblings were able to join us at a Higher Things retreat. So she was able to sing in a choir, went on a choir tour with us. So, this was an example of while she started out online, she was even able to come out and spend some time with us on campus and to watch her and her family grow and their appreciation for great literature, be a part of our choir, and also enjoy some of the other activities with our high school. It was a lot of fun, and especially this past week to see more of her family with us as we went to an HT retreat together.
The class is coming up this year. Tell us more about the format, how that works. Do the classes happen in real time? You mentioned having real time with the teacher. Yes,
there are two terms that are used with online programs. You'll hear asynchronous and synchronous, and basically what that means is that the asynchronous relies heavily upon not meeting regularly with the class. The teacher does not meet regularly with the class, but may meet occasionally with the class. our classes are synchronous. They are designed so that every class period you meet with the teacher and the other students who drove to school that day. So you are there with the class, with the teacher. You are able to interact with other students in the class, with the teacher, engage in discussion in real time, and I think the great advantage of that is any question that you might have, if you're studying something and you don't understand something, you can ask right away. You don't have to rely on email, or you don't have to rely on a chat group later on, although those things are available too. But this way you can ask right away in class and even engage with other students in real time. So that's what we think is key to our program, the being able to participate in real time with the teacher every day that class is in session. If for some reason you are sick, you miss a class, the class is also being recorded, so you could go back and actually watch the class session that happened that day and still stay caught up in the class. So it provides a lot of versatility, provides a means by which people who are not able to drive to campus to still be able to engage in a classroom. We had a student last year who started out, his first year with us, that had about an hour and a half drive. And he came, it was a hybrid program where he came for some classes part-time, and then he was part-time online. This year, his family said, hey, we really like Faith Lutheran High School. And so this year, he's a full-time student with us. So it's fun to see those students that have started out online also, if they're within driving distance, to come on over and show up and be here with the class.
With just about 30 seconds left, information about enrollment for this coming fall.
Yes, our enrollment process is all online. So you go to our website, www.flsplano.org, and go to the website. The process for enrollment is just follow the directions online. There's also a lot of information about the program. There is course descriptions for all of our online course offerings. The high school reading list for the Omnibus program by year, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, is online. So there's a lot of information online available about our high school, about our online high school offerings.
My guest today, the Reverend Stephen Keiser of Faith Lutheran High School in Plano, Texas. Thank you so much, Pastor Keiser, for being my guest.
Thank you.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.